Do you want to start getting into the credit card miles and points game, but you're overwhelmed or even confused with where to start? I get it. There's so many options. Or maybe you are already accumulating points and you've got this huge stash, but you aren't really sure how to use it. Well, either way, I'm going to help you figure out how to get started or actually start using those points because they only devalue over time. So it's better to use it than lose it. So I'm going to help you with that and help you save thousands of dollars on your next trip. So stay tuned. This is a very special live that I'm doing where I'm going to dive into the world of miles and points. My name is Susie Chow. I am a family travel expert. I help families travel in a way that strengthens bonds without breaking the budget. Obviously, the miles and points is a very big strategy in how I help families do that because I genuinely feel like travel does not need to be expensive, contrary to everything else that you're probably seeing on Instagram and on social media and all these luxury properties and business class flights. You can get those for free with the right strategies, or you can just maximize your points and travel more and maybe fly in economy. It's all up to you, but I'm going to give you a few specific tips, actually three specific tips on how to get started, as well as one giant takeaway that is so important for how you use those miles and points once you start accumulating them. So this is a bonus day. I just wrapped up my 5-day free family vacation summer boot camp. And I shared tips on how to make travel less stressful and more meaningful throughout the entire process before, during, and after a trip. So I want to recap real quick. You can catch all of the lives on my feed. And day one, I covered 2 tips to make travel less overwhelming. And day 2, I covered how to stop struggling, how to figure out where to go. I know the world's a big place. It's hard to choose, but I posed one question that will really help you make that decision so much easier. On day 3, I shared 3 tips for fixing 3 travel mistakes that you are very likely making. I'm guilty of some of these too. And this is really going to help make the whole travel planning process less stressful, quicker, and easier. We all want that. Day 4, I dove into how to really connect with your kids and your partner while you're traveling instead of just being stressed and worried about the next thing on your itinerary. And then yesterday, which was the final day of the boot camp, I talked about what to do after your trip to help you fight those post-vacation blues that are, pretty much inevitable, and a way to address that without booking a trip. I mean, I'm still a fan of booking a trip to fight those, but it's an alternative and a very sustainable way to counteract those blues. And as a part of the boot camp, I ran a giveaway. So at the end of this, I'm going to be sharing the 3 winners of that giveaway. So stay tuned. And so, like I said, this live is all about miles and points. I want you to make that pipe dream trip feel possible and actually be very attainable from a financial standpoint, because I don't want cost to be the thing that holds you back from having those shared experiences with your family. So if you are tuning in live or catching the replay, I'd love to know where you're at in your journey of miles and points. Are you just in the beginning? You want to get started, but you're not sure where to begin. What card should I use? It's just like a very confusing world. So let me know if you're there. Or if you are already earning some points, are you really just searching for ways to maximize the value of those points? So just, I guess, either put confused or, whoa, we've got we've got fireworks. I don't know if you can see that. At least this is on Instagram. I don't know if everybody else can see that, but you can put points if you're just starting out, and just not sure where to begin. Or if you are looking for, you could type in value if you're just looking for how to get the best value out of your miles and points that you've already accumulated. So, I want to address for starting out. There are three things that you want to look for in, evaluating a new credit card. So the first thing is, and honestly, the most important thing in choosing a card is making sure that that card transfers to other airlines or hotels, other travel partners. This is so key, and a bit of a spoiler in terms of how you can maximize your miles and points. So make sure that you've got some transfer partners. That's, most critical point. The other two things, the second one is comparing sign up bonuses. So this is where you really get the most bang for your buck. Is they have sign up bonuses where you get, anywhere from, let's say 50,000, 60,000 to, over 100,000, depending on the card points if you meet minimum spend criteria. So usually it's, X number of dollars in 3 months or 4 months. And so if you you want to make sure that you hit that, because that's like where you really get the most bonus out of signing up for that card. So this is great, especially if you know you've got a big expense coming up. Just sign up for a card a little bit, before you need to pay that. So you can get the card in time, and then, sign up bonus done, and you can take advantage of those points. Now, this alone, I had signed up for, like, late last year, signed up for a new business credit card. And between the sign up bonus and, just hitting the minimum spend that was required, that got us 3 round trip tickets to France. So if you've been following, I just got back from France, and, just, a couple weeks ago, and that trip was amazing. And those miles made it so worth it, because that saved us, over almost $4,000 when I, compared the out of pocket cost for those flights. So just by signing up for one credit card, hitting that minimum spend requirement, and getting the sign up bonus, that took care of our flights to France. So this is very possible, and it can be much quicker than you might imagine. Now, if you've been going the slow route of, just earning miles on individual flights that you have, or hotel points, just by staying, that's a long game. And I played that for a very long time when I traveled for work. For many, many years, I traveled Monday through Thursday, and it just felt like I was working so long to get like a free night or a free flight. So credit cards are definitely the shortcut, and this is specifically advice for Americans. If you're tuning in, maybe Canadian, there are some options. But if you're tuning in from America, know that you are very blessed to have many, many options to earn points very quickly towards free travel. So this is just the best thing that I don't want to keep it a secret. And it's much easier than you may imagine. So once you just kind of take those baby steps, things begin unlocking. But I want to touch on the third thing to look for, and that is the perks that are included versus the annual fees. So different cards will have, some may have very high annual fees, and you have to assess whether that's worth it or not to you based on, especially how frequently you travel. Some things might not be worth it, but there are other advantages to those cards. So you want to just take a look at them when you're comparing to compare as much as possible apples to apples to make the right choice for you. So if you want my favorite intro cards, just comment the word card and I'll send you a link with my favorites. So that's a good place to get started. Now, addressing if you have a stash of points already and you're just not sure how, best to use them, I want you to just remember one thing. And if you take away nothing else, please remember this one thing. Don't use the travel portal to book your flights or hotels or anything like that. Always, always, always transfer them to your partners for airlines, hotels, etc. This is exactly how I was able to save my clients over $17,000 for their trip this summer, purely by transferring miles from, they had some Chase and Amex points, transferring those more flexible points into flights. So for example, their flights, this was a family of 5. I want to pull up the details so I can share that with you. So a family of 5, if they paid out of pocket for their flights, it would have been over $12,000. And these were economy, but again, summer prices. It was flexible because we booked one ways. So they are flying into one city, flying back from another city. So that's a big advantage too. They had to pay some in taxes, but overall, they spent just a little over 300,000 points for 5 round trip tickets to Europe in the summer. So that's high season. I actually found some that were like a little, $54,000 less, but timing. Some of those deals, they are fleeting, but regardless, that was, almost 4 times the value that they would have gotten for those points versus if they would have gone and booked it just, in the travel portal alone. So that's huge. And then the other thing was we also used some of those points and transferred them into hotels. So they got some hotel rooms, which, again, for Europe, for a family of 5, if you want to stay in a hotel, you either have to get a big suite or do a couple different rooms. So that, all in, when I compared the cost for what they booked out of pocket in cash, all of that plus the flights totals over $17,000. So I was super pumped about that. And this is very possible for you too. And I want you, just as, one quick action to just assess how many points do you have in credit cards and also loyalty accounts? Especially if you're not traveling all the time, you probably don't know these things off the top of your head. And at a minimum, especially with credit card points, those are worth a penny per point. So if, let's say, you've got 100,000 points in, one of your accounts, that's worth at least $1,000. But when you transfer them and some of the different, the best ways to transfer them, best programs, you can easily get 3, 4, or even more times that valuation. So I geek out about this stuff. I love it. And I am going into so much more detail on this. I have a Miles and Points masterclass. This is just the tip of the iceberg of what I can share with you. And I go way deeper into this in my Soul Filling Family Travel Program. It's a new group program that is starting next Friday. So I've got some pre-sale pricing that is available through next Thursday. So get in on this. It is going to be so good because specifically to Miles and Points, I'm going to be able to give you inside the program personalized advice on, what card should you choose? What should you be considering based on your travel style and, expenses, what's going to give you the best valuation on your miles and points depending on where you want to go, comparing options together. So we'll be able to kind of work together to get a strategy all solidified for you so you can be confident either starting this whole journey or actually going and using these miles and points and feeling confident that you got, the most bang for your buck for these points. It's something that I'm really passionate about. So I'm really excited because that alone, just that one piece of this program can save you thousands of dollars for just a small investment of a few $100s. So ROI on this is huge. And I'm really excited because, like I said in the beginning of the call, I really believe that travel does not need to be expensive. And miles and points is a phenomenal way to share the world with your family in a way that fits your budget. As one of the things, in the title of or the tagline of my program is they want you to have these family experiences without breaking the budget. That's so important to me. And this is one of the amazing ways to make that happen. There's other hacks and things that I share in the program too, aside from this one strategy. But I, really genuinely just want you to have that quality time with your family. And so this is, like I said, starting next Friday. Comment the word soul and I'll send you all the details so you can check that out. And yeah, although it's a group program, I've got Q&A calls. So it's like having me, a travel advisor with a lot of expertise. Been doing this since 2016 to really give you personalized answers and guidance to make this next trip that you are planning. We're going to do it together. Really incredible and meaningful, because that is what it's all about, is not only getting the ROI on the money that you're spending, because, any trip is usually like thousands of dollars or tens of thousands of dollars in some cases. But I want you to get the ROI on your time, as well as maximizing the meaning out of the trip. I don't want you to just like have a great time and then come back and that was just a chapter and memories, but I want you to be able to infuse that into your day-to-day life. And that's a lot of what I've been talking about in the boot camp. So if you missed those lives the last few days, check those out. All about 15 minutes. And you can also comment replay and I can send you a page where you can just binge it all, even at 2x speed, if that's your jam. So I know you're strapped for time. So that's a good hack of getting the content very quickly. So you can make the most out of especially your summer vacation, but really any trip with your family. So all that being said, I'm very excited to share the giveaway winners. So the first prize in the giveaway is a $100 Visa gift card, and that goes to Sarah Vandemark. The second prize is a set of 8 packing cubes. If you've been following me for any amount of time, I love my packing cubes. So I've got 8 of those on the way to Jessica Anderson. And then the third prize is a carry-on kit. So this is, especially for long haul flights, a headrest, eye mask and earplugs. That's my go-to. That goes to Kelly Roses. So I will be in touch with each of those recipients to get you the goodies. So if you have any questions about anything that I said, miles and points specifically to this or anything I covered, please let me know. And again, comment soul to get all of the details on my new program. Very, very, very excited to share that. And I hope you have a wonderful day and a wonderful weekend. Thanks so much.